Good evening, everybody, and welcome to day 12 of 365 days of single shenanigans. I know I thought yesterday was day 12. I was really confident in it that I didn't even film a second option because I did not think it was day 11. I thought it was day 12 yesterday. So that's just me getting it wrong on the internet for everybody to see forever. But in today's video, we are doing a cheeky book review of C.S. Lewis' The Four Loves. So if you don't know who C.S. Lewis is, he wrote the Chronicles of Narnia. So very respected author, but he's also written a bunch of these little books. They're not super thick, pretty small books that are basically just kind of this like stream of consciousness about certain topics. And this is the first one I've read in his kind of series of these small non-fiction stream of consciousness books. But I really enjoyed it. I read it around Valentine's Day, and the four loves that it talks about, there's likings and loves for the subhuman, so things that aren't actually human, so things like objects and concepts, and I think even animals come under this one. That one's actually not one of the four though, that's kind of like a prequel. And then there's affection, friendship, eros, and charity. And I really like this book because it doesn't just talk about like kind of the worldly view of it. He also goes into the kind of the more Christian view of it, and what God actually says about love and how God expresses love and the ways that we express love that are and are not godlike, which I find really interesting. Not everybody's super into that. I know a lot of people watching this might not actually be religious at all, but it is a really interesting concept to read about, even if you are not Christian or not religious, because the Bible and Christianity is so permeated through our culture that it kind of makes a lot of sense. Even if you don't believe in Christianity, a lot of the things that God says about love in the Bible makes sense in the Western world. Now, it has been a while since I've read this book. I read it in like February because I was like, oh, Valentine's Day, I should read this book. So I don't remember too much about it, but it's honestly kind of a good thing to do these book reviews kind of a while like after you've read the book, because then you kind of see what's actually stuck from that first read. And I'm sure I'll read this again at some point, but I've just got too many things on my TBR to be rereading books at the moment. So what can I remember about this book? So affection is really interesting. Affection combines with the other forms of love really well in a lot of our more complex relationships, like familial relationships, romantic relationships, and like your really close friendships, which is really interesting. And then of course friendship, I love some of the things that he says about friendship. It has really changed my perspective on how I treat other people. Actually, I've kind of always treated people with respect, as so I thought, but there's a habit that I picked up from the people around me when I was growing up, that I don't tend to reach out to people until I want or need something from them. which is really unfortunate, and I'm battling this. So if I'm texting you out of nowhere and you're like, what does she want? I might actually be trying to give my love to you instead of just trying to get something from you. And it's not that I do that in a manipulative way to get something from someone. I've just not been exposed enough to the concept of just talking to people for the sake of it, really. Both my mum and my dad didn't have a lot of friends growing up, and I couldn't keep my friends when I was growing up. So the things that he said about friendship, about how it's kind of like your friends are the people that you kind of share some kind of common ground with. Like maybe you go to the same school and that's why you became friends. Maybe you go to the same church or class, or maybe you both have a particular interest in something specific. Like for example, for me, a lot of my friends, we are friends because we are both into business. Which of course I need to do a book review on some of my business books. I've got so many, but I'm a bit tired today, so I wanted to do something kind of fun and cute. Not that C.S. Lewis's writing is cute at all, it's very masculine, but I think love's cute, you know? I think I have a love for love, which is interesting. But yeah, I really admire what he says about friendship, and honestly I think I need to reread those chapters again, because I've been trying to push myself to reach out to people a little bit more, just for the sake of it. Not that I have anything in particular that I want to share with them, not that I want them to do anything for me, or not that I want to like even hang out because I'm like lonely or something, but for just the sake of loving that person and giving my my love to that person. I really struggle with it. And that's one of the great things about this 365 days of single shenanigans challenge, is that every time I get a boyfriend, I stop talking to most of my friends most of the time, because I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna bother these people. That's really what it comes down to. It's like, oh, I don't want to bother these people unless I really need them. But who's to say that they don't need me? Who's to say that they don't want me to talk to them? So I'm really trying to do that, but again, I feel like I'm annoying them. I don't know why. I don't know who taught me that, but I do know that the people that I have reached out to recently and have been like, hey, you know what? Let's do something. Like my friend Lily that I baked bread for, or my friend Jess that we went to this Fit Stop class together about a month ago, which actually ended up leading me to set her up with a friend of mine because she's single. I actually had no idea if he was single because I hadn't spoken to him in like 6 months to a year actually. I think I hadn't spoken to him in about a year. Yeah, and I'm just like, hey, can I set you up with my friend? This is my problem, right? Like I need to be like talking to people that I admire and respect more often, to surround myself with a community that I really want to be around. I can't be just, you know, waiting for them to text me. I can't be waiting to need something from them. We all need community in our life, and if I don't put in the effort, who will? because how am I supposed to expect everybody else to put in the effort without putting in any effort of my own? And of course, there does come a point where maybe you're putting in all of the effort in the relationship, and actually, Jess, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. You're always texting me and I like never text you. I will text you after this video, I promise. I literally, as soon as I finish recording this video, I am sending you a text and asking you how you're doing, because I do not pull my weight. I do not pull my weight in the friendship. Moving on from friendship, he also talks about eros, so kind of like sexual attraction kind of stuff, you know, like, and you know, there's like a lustful version of that that's very selfish, that's like basically wanting to use that other person in that way. But there's another version that's so beautiful where it's more like you're wanting to give yourself to that person fully, and that's one of the reasons I'm so excited for marriage when the day does come, because I just think that's so beautiful to want to fully give yourself to somebody else, and I am very excited for that to happen, not because of the actual act itself and like the pleasures that come along with that, but like the spiritual side of it, of giving yourself to another person, becoming truly selfless in a way. I think that is beautiful. And then of course there's also charity, which I do not remember much about. I do not really remember much about it at all. I do not think I can speak on what he says about charity. I really have no idea. This is why we need to reread books, people, because we do not always get to absorb absolutely everything that is great about a book the first time. We gotta reread our books, people. We gotta reread them. I'm not sure if I have much more to say. I'm extremely tired, by the way. I had the worst insomnia last night. I was just tossing and turning and my mind was just absolutely racing for what time did I go to bed? I went to bed around like 9:30ish, and I gave up on going to sleep at around 12:30. So about 3 hours before I was like, okay, I'm going on Instagram and scrolling because it was just getting way too much. But it is what it is. I'm gonna edit this video, upload it, text Jess, and I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully I sleep tonight. Please, Lord. It would be the best thing if I can just get a little bit of sleep.